The Honourable Taylor Martin.
Hear, hear.
Thank you, Mr President. I rise to oppose the latest attempt by the Labor Party to out-green the Greens.
Shame.
We have read in the news this week that the Labor Party are going to keep the socialist objective in their party's constitution. The next attempt, it seems, will be to ban the humble plastic bag.
Shame.
There is nothing that the Labor Party and the Greens love more than banning things. Mr President, I oppose this bill because it is completely unnecessary. Already this year, we have seen Australia's largest supermarkets, Woolworths, Coles, IGA and Harris Farm Markets, announce that they are going to stop issuing single-use plastic bags. And you get a combined market share of more than 90% of supermarket spending when you add those supermarkets together. I simply want to know why we need to ban something that will no longer be provided to customers in the vast majority of cases. Mr President, the market has spoken. I applaud the Premier for standing firm on this issue. Tackling litter in New South Wales remains a personal priority for the Premier, with a commitment from this government to reduce litter by 40% by 2020. The Premier stated earlier this year, "I don't need to put a law in place for something that is already happening." The Premier is absolutely correct. Every time a law is passed banning something, we take away the public's ability to make an informed decision for themselves. I hear the Greens laugh. We also restrict the ability of people and organisations to come up with new and innovative ways to overcome a problem. I'm proud to be a part of a government that takes seriously the task of limiting unnecessary bills passed into law. A Sydney Morning Herald investigation recently found that the Berejiklian government has passed less bills than any other new Premier in the last 3 decades. The reason for this is that we on this side value quality over quantity. In saying this, however, it is not just for ideological reasons that I do not support the banning of the plastic bag. There is plenty of evidence available that a ban on single-use plastic bags has little to no effect on reducing the amount of plastic in landfill. The reason for this is that a ban on single-use plastic bags has not eliminated people using some kind of plastic bag to collect their rubbish in. A review of the plastic bag ban in South Australia, and published by the responsible South Australian Government agency, stated that the ban on lightweight single-use plastic shopping bags has resulted in a significant increase in bin liner sales in South Australia. 9 out of 10 households line their bins. Households have not stopped lining their bins as a result of the ban. The same report continued. Pre-ban, 15% of consumers purchased bin liners. Post-ban, 80% purchased bin liners. This change in behaviour will have an environmental impact and may negate the success of the ban. The change in behaviour that the Labor Party are seeking was made clear by the Honourable Walt Secord earlier in this debate. Hence, I will show that he made the remarks, "People are too cheap to buy doggy bags." So here it is, cat's out of the bag. Labor wants households to pay more, to start shelling out for something that they currently do not. When supermarkets started selling reusable calico bags around a decade ago, people would make jokes that they would forget to take them with them, and instead would just keep purchasing more of these thicker calico bags. It seems there is always truth in humour, because as the same review I referred to earlier found that people would forget to take reusable bags with them 20% of the time, and would just purchase additional bags. It found that the average single supermarket shop required 3 bags, but the people had 25 bags at home on average. This was a 250% increase from prior to the ban. A retailers group task force also reported that a ban on single-use plastic bags had several detrimental effects, including an increase in theft as a result of false bottoms on reusable bags, dirty and unwashed reusable bags contributing to the spread of disease, as well as injury caused by lifting heavier bags. These side effects, these unintended consequences, cannot be ignored. Just as the dog walkers of New South Wales cannot be ignored, Mr Deputy President, what would we use to clean up after our beloved pets? Yesterday, in an interview relating to a similar bill being considered in Victoria, Heimo Schober from the Keep Australia Beautiful Council said that in the Northern Territory, since the introduction of single-use lightweight plastic bag bans, we have seen all plastic bag litter increase consecutively to 6 years in a row. What was really concerning was that thick, glossy bags had gone up 600%, Mr Deputy Speaker. He continued,
President.
Mr Deputy President.
I'll answer to anything.
We have switched the problem. He continued, we have switched the problem from lightweight to thick, glossy bags. This is the Chief Executive. This is the Chief Executive of the Keep Australia Beautiful Council in the Northern Territory, and he dismissed the ban on the plastic bag by saying, on the surface, it's green, it's warm, it's fuzzy. I mentioned earlier a claim by the South Australian retailers that the ban on single-use plastic bags had contributed to the spread of disease. A study by the Reason Foundation, an American think tank, found there is likely an adverse health effect from people failing to wash bacteria-ridden reusable bags, the use of which may increase as a result of restrictions on the distributing of other bag types. It is found that only 16% of shoppers clean their reusable bags at least once a week. It also found that the risk of foodborne disease being transmitted by such bags is so serious that it only takes a small number of people to fail to correctly clean their bags from bacteria to be spread from dirty bags to clean bags, as well as directly onto food via shopping carts and checkout counters. I am very surprised that we have failed to hear from consumer advocates on the issue of a plastic bag ban. One estimate put the cost of providing free single-use plastic bags to consumers at $180 million per year. By banning single-use plastic bags, which cost about 3 cents, this cost would be shifted onto the consumer. Retailers generally charge around 20 cents to $2 for thicker reusable plastic bags. And so it is easy to see how this bill will cost the New South Wales public tens of millions of dollars per year, if not more. There are many reasons not to support the plastic shopping bag prohibition on supply by retailers Bill 2016. There are practical reasons to oppose the bill for cost, environmental and health reasons. But ultimately, there is also the more simple reason. To oppose the bill is that it is completely unnecessary, because retailers are already in the process of transitioning consumers to reusable and biodegradable alternatives. Mr Deputy Speaker, the people have spoken, the market has delivered. Thank you.